Welcome to the Stop Playing podcast with Sham and Shaka. What is this, episode 10, bro?
Episode 10.
Oh, we're in there now.
Yeah, the Black Panther, exchange, the X.
We're podcast veterans now.
Yes. Yes, we are. And we finally determined how we're going to distribute these episodes.
Well,
apparently that was up in the air.
It was.
Not enough pre-production meetings on that subject, apparently.
It was up in the air.
Yeah. So you guys are going to get it Netflix style.
Well, that was always the idea.
That was always the idea, yes. Glad we didn't have any guests who would have been waiting. They'd have been like, hey guys, why'd you have me on like a month ago?
Although, like every episode, we're going to have guests.
But again, we said we did not give a time. And actually, now that we've crossed this hurdle, I think that's when the guests will start rolling through. So,
yeah.
So just stay tuned on that, guys. Thanks for your patience. So we have some stories. Breaking news on one of them.
Right.
Breaking news.
We had to hop on right after we saw this.
Absolutely. We were 75% probably going to just go ahead and do another episode anyway. And then we kind of took a break and then saw something unfold. And then we were like, you know what? Yeah, we're going to leave with this one. So I'll let you take it away if you want to go ahead and give your impression of what just happened.
So we weren't exactly watching the game. Yeah. The Lakers have their opening. Their home opener against the Rockets.
Correct.
When we kind of got a glimpse of what was happening, the score was 109-108.
Correct.
Rockets. And then so James Harden goes down the lane and gets fouled by Brandon Ingram. And Brandon Ingram decides, I don't want this dude near me. He just rolls up to James Harden and shoves him hard.
So James Harden did his typical James Harden foul. Like he led into the contact.
Yeah, his body was just all up on him.
Right. Led into the contact, finished it, made the play. Actually, they didn't call continuation.
Which it should have been continuation.
It should have been, actually.
And while he was complaining that it wasn't called continuation, Brandon Ingram was just like, yo, get out of my face. And just like
Brandon Ingram was mad about the call anyway. So he was on his way to walk over to the ref.
Right.
And James Harden was in his path. And so the anger of the call and the disgust of seeing James Harden in the first place just was too much for
he kind of, Brandon Ingram is a skinny dude, so the whole thing Brandon Ingram had thrown into like the
he got pushed into the barrier by even contacting James Harden. Like he bounced off of him and like went flying into the barrier. So So once that happened, he got up and just kind of shoved James Harden, and then that kind of like created the domino effect. Yep. So then it was Rajon Rondo in the mix and Chris Paul in the mix. Now, I read a comment real quick before we came on air. Some people think that Rondo either purposefully or inadvertently spat on
I didn't see
Chris Paul. I didn't see that either.
I didn't see any spit fly.
I didn't see that either. That might, if that's true, that might explain why Chris Paul went off like that. Because Chris Paul, was just... so let's take that out of the equation and say that's not true. I just wanted to put that in the mix. Chris Paul then proceeds to put his finger when we talk about in his face, forget that. He basically, it was almost like Rajon Rondo had a Halloween mask and Chris Paul was trying to take his face off by inserting his fingers in his socket. Like or
Rajon Rondo lost his contact and Chris Paul's trying to put his contact lens in his eye for him.
You know what? That's a way better metaphor than even mine. Because you're right. Because he kind of like was wagging his finger all over the place. You're right. As if he'd be like, hey man, hold still. I want to put your contact right back in. And then proceeded to actually touch his eye with his finger. And Rajon Rondo swung on him.
He kirked out.
You know what? Again, if Rajon Rondo did not start that by spinning on Chris Paul, which the more I think about it, actually,
that sounds like something Rajon Rondo would do, though.
I wouldn't put that past Rajon Rondo. However, My point is, if somebody spits on me, I'm not wagging my finger in their face. I'm swinging on them.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fighter. I mean, I'm not. But I mean, spitting on somebody, like,
I will mollywop you.
Like,
for that.
yikes. Yeah. So, I mean, real quick, actually, a little aside on that. I remember, I forget who the players were, but there was a fight in a football game once in the NFL game. Well, okay, in an NFL game, and one of the players like started swinging on everybody else, and everyone was like going crazy. And then on further examination or replay, like it was shown that the other player spat on him first, and everybody was like, "Oh, okay, well, you know what?" And the lesson learned from that is when you spit on someone, they pretty much have the license to do whatever they want.
Everything is justifiable.
Anything after that is justified. And that's absolutely correct. Like, it's probably one of the most disrespectful things you could do to another human being ever. So I think, yeah, you spit on someone, that's a blank check for that person right. to do whatever they want to you in return. So we'll suss that piece out. But anyway, yeah, Chris Paul puts his finger in Rajon Rondo's face. Rajon Rondo swings on him, connects. Chris Paul swings on him, connects back. Then Brandon Ingram comes from wherever he was, in those seconds, comes out of the picture, comes back, swings, and then we have a little melee.
Yeah, he connected with Chris Paul. He got him right in his face.
Yeah, I think Chris Paul walked off a little lump.
Yeah, I never saw the lump, but you kept saying that the lump. But Bron didn't help. He was trying to help his banana boat buddy, and he grabbed Chris Paul and trying to hold him back, and it basically gave Brandon Ingram license to come through with the. He hit him with the a cynical friend of Chris Paul in his camp may get in his ear like, "Hey man, I think LeBron held you down so he could connect on you real quick." In Bron's defense, his back was turned.
I know.
He was trying to help his banana boat buddy.
That's what Chris Paul's hype man be like, "Yo, hey, I ain't trying to start nothing,
but Bron was holding.
Looked like he was holding you real quick." Because people like that. It was so trifling. Yeah,
that's how they do.
I know that's supposed to be your man, but I'm looking at it. It looked like he was holding you down.
But to summarize,
yes,
Rondo may or may not have spat in Chris Paul's face.
Correct.
Chris Paul decided to poke Rondo in the eye.
At minimum, poke and twirl his finger all in there.
He did the most all up in his
doing
eye
a lot.
space.
He was doing a lot.
So Rondo two-pieced him subsequently,
yes.
And then there was a little bit of but then Bron came through to hold down his banana boat buddy, and then Ingram saw it as an opportunity to bust Chris Paul in the face.
Yes. So Brandon Ingram will definitely get multiple games. I would say probably 2 or 3 games.
Yeah, he was doing the most.
Chris Paul might get a game, although he's pretty big, so I don't know. He'll probably get a hefty
He's the president
fine.
of the Players Association.
Yeah, he'll get a hefty fine. He and Rondo will probably both get fined.
They're gonna suss that out though to see if there was actually.
They might get a game.
Yeah, a spitting situation.
Now, if he spat, Now, if Rondo spat, he'll probably get some stuff. The two of them may get a game if they want to set a tone early, real quick. But Stern would have given them a game. Silver is a little cooler. He'll probably be like, "Look, guys, just calm down. Let's all move on." But Ingram is getting games. He'll probably get 2 or 3 because he's not that important, and they'll just probably look at him like, "We need to calm you down before you start thinking that's okay." So.
Yeah, but that was like crazy, and the Lakers lost their home opener.
Yes, they did. They're 0-2
because even after that they couldn't stop James Harden from going straight to the basket every time.
Yep.
So there's that.
Yep. And we'll save some of that we're going to talk some NBA today, because I don't want to spend too much time. It's kind of like the Raiders, where I kind of got the bulk of my time of them out of the way. I'm not going to do a bulk on the Wizards. I'm going to just give a little breakdown because tonight's game was indicative of what they're going to do for the entire season. So, I'll give my little soliloquy on them. But that'll be in the sports section. We have a couple of interesting stories news wise that we did not get to last time. So that first story was sports, but it's news. I mean, that fight will be shown tomorrow. Again, people will get suspended, so we're considering that news. Do you
because we just saw it.
Yeah, we just saw it. I mean, it was fresh. We couldn't sit on that one. We couldn't sit on it. Do you have any news stories? Because I have one.
I know you do, so go ahead. You are itching to tell this one.
I was, and I actually prevented Sham from looking up the details because I want her to look up the details now. We all remember fondly, and we talked about hip hop a couple weeks ago. Ashanti. Ashanti is, a very talented singer, in my opinion. I think she's been underrated throughout most of her career. She was basically affiliated. Well, okay. She was okay. Well, we see where you stand on it, so you will have no problem with what I'm about to say. She was affiliated with Rough Rider, so Ashanti decided to go on tour. Oh, recently, yeah. That did not go well. So Ashanti had to cancel her recent tour date. Now, we've seen some of this lately. Actually, Jermaine Dupri had to cancel his recent tour date in DC. I want to say 2 or 3 days ago, the Def Jam, or excuse me, I'm sorry,
So Def anniversary.
Sorry,
20,
yeah, of course,
25 years.
Yes, he had to cancel that particular date at I want to say it was either DAR or something like that. Not enough ticket sales. Ashanti had the same problem, although they being the media decided they wanted to announce how many tickets she actually sold.
We're laughing because I just Googled it. All I did was type in
it's
Ashanti.
So rude.
And then I saw it, and then I was like, I can't. Go ahead, continue.
It's so rude. Okay, I don't know what you're saying. Hopefully, I mean,
I saw the number.
It's 24.
24 tickets. Which is vastly different from Cat Williams' 2.4 million tickets.
So, whoever picked this up for the Associated Press or whatever, because this number has gotten out exactly. I think it's okay.
That's disgraceful.
Why can't y'all just say that the woman didn't sell out the venue and had to cancel it because of poor ticket sales? Why was it important to actually put the number of tickets that she sold exactly at 24? If she sold 24 tickets, why couldn't y'all have just said, you know what, she didn't meet her goals and her requirements, and leave it like that? Because the number is getting out. It's getting out. It's gotten out.
And it's her birthday. Poor thing.
Oh my God. Are you serious? When?
Her birthday was October 13th.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, last week. Okay. Well, at least it's not today.
Well, she's still tweeting about her birthday. Like, she's still partying. So.
I mean, I will be tweeting about my birthday too. Yeah, I mean, she's going to have more people.
Not to distract you from the fact that I only sold 24.
She's going to have more people at her birthday party than want to come to her concert. Like, if she had it in a restaurant. Like, my birthday is in a month, and I'm pretty confident I could scrape up 25 people to come.
Look, I wouldn't pay money to see her. And apparently a lot of people agree with me. So
24. I thought that was so. The first thing I said when I saw that headline, and I saw that in most, literally it was in the headline. Like, every headline I saw was Ashanti had to cancel her concert because she only sold 24 tickets. Like, they didn't say Ashanti canceled the tickets for poor ticket sales. They had to put the number in there. I thought that was incredibly rude and unprofessional of all these news outlets.
You know it's bad when the headline starts with yikes.
Wait a minute, which headline is that? Which venue?
It was BET.com.
See, BET, and I went on BET. I went on a rant on them before. That's unprofessional. It's unprofessional. You don't start a headline with the yikes. You don't do it. I sit here and say yikes, and we sit here and say yikes as a joke.
That is a yikes, though.
I'm sorry, man. Look, I saw that and was like, oh my God. Why are they, again, why does everyone feel necessary? Just say she didn't. Miley Cyrus had to cancel, or not Miley Cyrus, excuse me, Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift had to cancel concerts earlier, like a month or two ago.
But
Same reason.
She probably sold more than 24 tickets.
Oh, she did. She definitely sold more than 24 tickets. Like
24.
She had to cancel it like at the last minute. Like this concert is like weeks off, and the venue was like, "Look, this is not sustainable."
Who's checking for Ashanti in 2018 though? 24 people.
I mean, a lot of people go on tour that haven't had songs in a while. That's the whole thing. Nostalgia. People are supposed to be like, oh, you know what? I like their old songs. I'm still going to go. Like, okay, I'm not trying to make a terrible comparison, but like, when's the last time Earth, Wind, and Fire made a song? But
they're legends.
But my point is, they can still go on tour forever.
Because they're legends.
I understand that. And I'm not saying Ashanti should be put on that same level.
Absolutely
what I'm
not.
saying is that you don't have to have something current. She had good songs when she was big.
They weren't legendary.
Well, apparently they were not at all. I mean, good gracious. I'm trying to think who else was on the tour. That I did not look up. Because I was like, did you have any opens? Were you the open? Well, you weren't the open. You were the headliner. But yeah, 24? So I'm sitting there trying to think, okay, clearly some...
Oh, let's unpack.
Yeah, because I'm trying to unpack it. I was getting ready to unpack it.
Okay, so the concert in question was an event at Stony Brook University's Back to Brook event later this month. The event was initially supposed to be headlined by Tiana Taylor. She pulled out of the concert 2 weeks prior, so Stony Brook reached out to Ashanti to take over.
Okay.
They're saying the event was never properly promoted as event organizers rushed to change things at the last minute, which led to the horrendous sales. Add that to the fact most young college kids aged 18 to 22 were barely out of diapers when Ashanti dropped her first album, and you come up with 24 tickets.
When was this? When did all these changes take place?
So look, this article is from October 20th, and this is on, which site is this? I want to give props to the site. hotnewhiphop.com. It doesn't really say when.
So it sounds like...
But it was 2 weeks prior to the event, and they had to kind of switch things up. But how did you go from Tiana Taylor just pulling Ashanti out of your ass? Like, I don't... Is that all they could afford? Like, I don't... No, I'm being serious.
No,
like,
well, okay, sort of, but you're disrespecting Ashanti completely.
I don't care about
So
that.
you don't think she can sing?
No.
All right. You don't think Rihanna can sing?
Well, if I had to pick one, I'm going Rihanna, but...
All right.
If you held a gun to my head and said, you guys listen to one of them. I'm going to listen to Rihanna.
All I'm saying is, this could have been handled better by everyone involved.
Yeah.
Where are Ashanti's people? Why,
She doesn't have people anymore.
Why would you allow your artists to be basically like, backdoored into doing some college gig as a second choice, by the way?
Stony Brook.
2 or 3 weeks before the engagement.
Now, what's the mascot for Stony Brook University?
You're setting your artists up for failure. Actually, I'm glad you sussed that out, because under these circumstances,
and it's in New York. That's her home state.
And that's probably why she thought it would be fine. I mean, 24 people. I mean, I'm thinking like half of them are her family.
Oh, Wolfie the Sea Wolf. I'm always curious about the mascots.
You're looking up the mascot.
He probably could have got more than 24 tickets.
Clearly, he could have. Half of them are her staff and her family. More than half, probably 20 of them.
Here's a fun fact. Ashanti had a scholarship track and field to Hampton University.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. She was going to be a freshman when I was a sophomore there.
Look at that.
But Murder Inc. changed her life.
Yeah, I mean, I hope she backed the money. She came out with an album like, I don't know, 5 years ago or something. It was right when Ja was trying to come back because he was trying to attach himself to her.
Yeah,
I feel like
they were trying to recreate the magic.
Exactly. But none of that is her fault. I mean, she did her job. You know, when she was with Murder Inc., she was not like dragging them down.
Oh, no. She definitely,
yeah.
But she also, a thing about Ashanti was she also wrote a lot of stuff. She was a writer. She wrote a lot of things for Jennifer Lopez and other artists.
Right, she was talented.
So she was getting her money that way too. So she's good.
So this is not her fault. That's what I'm saying. These stories are rude. That
is a very rude story. Comical,
extremely,
but rude.
It's extremely rude. To quote the number, they need to stop that.
Aye.
And that's gonna gain legs tomorrow. Trust me. Because it gained some legs today. Because when I saw it, like, my heart was in my throat. I was like, why are they sitting out here telling this business?
You knew I was going to laugh.
Yes, I did. That's why I was like,
not want me to look
I was
up
like,
that
yo,
story
don't look
before.
this up. I said, you're not going to believe. Because I thought you knew.
I straight cackled.
I thought you knew.
Nah, I didn't know.
I said, you hear about Ashanti? You like, what about her? Okay, nah, don't worry about it. Let me go ahead and break out with that one. So, all right, that was one of my entertainment stories. I have a serious story. It's not a new story. It's just, I like to kind of put a bow on it. I didn't last time. I'm not going to spend that much time on it. Just want to put the end little bow on it. So Jamal, and I've heard his name pronounced a lot of different ways, but I'm just going to say Khashoggi and leave it at that because that's what I said last time, although I think it might be different. That story is taking a bunch of terrible twists and turns. It seems like every single update I hear about that story is worse than the previous one. The one thing I want to talk about, his editor, who was a young black woman for the Post, came on the air today, and I mean, she laid it all out, and she made a tweet basically saying, look, everything that's come out is BS about him in terms of anything negative about him and the Trump administration's just complete cover up. I mean, I'm just amazed. This is really all I'm going to say about this, but I want to touch on it. The story now is that the Saudi government is saying that there was a fist fight. They're basically trying to imply that he started a fight.
Didn't they have all this on video though?
So the only video that we've seen so far. So to your point, I believe Turkey has like a complete video. The problem is they weren't supposed to be taping it. So that's why they've been like hesitant in what they've been releasing, because it would be like us taping a foreign embassy. Like, you can't do that. But they have it. But the only video we've seen so far is him walking in. All right. The man was going in to either obtain or somehow like straighten out all the wrinkles for a marriage license so that he can marry his fiance. So it was supposed to be some mundane paperwork. He just wanted to fill it out. I believe the fiance was outside in the car or something, because he left his phone with her. I saw that today, so I was wrong about him having his phone or something. But basically, he was like, look, we just need to go in here. I need to go in here and take care of this so we can get married. Okay. I don't know why he had to go to a consulate, but he knew why, so he had to go. And apparently he knew why they ambushed him. Okay. So now the Saudi government has worked with 45's administration. They've all sat down. They all got their story straight. And their story is basically, oh, well, he walked in there. There was some kind of issue, and they haven't said it yet, but basically they're setting the stage for he started a fight. Like, that's basically what they're saying. They're saying it was a fist fight gone wrong. And by saying that, what they're saying is he got belligerent because he was, I think they're trying to say he was, you know, questioned about why he was there and he didn't like it. And so he started a fight. This man was 60 years old. He's been a journalist his entire life. There's no indication that he's ever been belligerent in that sort or in that fashion. His editor said the same thing. This is the most ridiculous, like, spin on something that I've ever heard. It was bad enough when they were trying to smear him and 45 Sun was trying to smear him. Now they're basically saying that he started it. When they were denying it before, so nobody's even going to talk about that, how they were denying it having anything to do with it. Now they're saying, oh yeah, well, okay, we killed him, but he started it. This is evil. You know what I mean? 45 wakes up and his administration wakes up. And if there's a right and wrong side of an issue, they're going to be like, okay, what's the wrong side of it? We're just going to get on that and see how we can spin it to our advantage. Hated to be a Debbie Downer, but I could not ignore. And I'm going to be watching the hell out of Meet the Press tomorrow and Face the Nation and all of that stuff.
Which is not different from any other Sunday.
Right. Because, I mean, it's just like you coming out here with a straight face. And again, whatever the wrong side of an issue is, that's the side you want to stick up for. Like, all this other political stuff that we talk about, fine, but this is evil. Like, we can't just agree that it's evil to send a team in to ambush a 60-year-old journalist who's, okay, he's been critical of your government, and you're going to brutally, basically massacre him for that? That's not evil? Okay, all right. Sorry to be, you know, we started off fun. I have to wrap back up on that story. In my opinion, that story's over at this point because they've decided everyone's taking a position and no one will be held accountable for that. That's just what it is. 45 has made his position clear on that. I didn't mean to saddle you with that. You know, I don't know if whatever you want to add to it, but I've been all over that story. Will continue to be. If someone gets held accountable, I will bring it up again, but otherwise there's no reason to bring it up. None. Although I have a very humorous political story after this. Would you like me to go to that?
Sure.
You give me a look like, yeah, I have nothing to add to that.
No.
Here's this kind of politics I do like. Apparently, John Bolton, our ambassador, and Kelly, our White House chief of staff, got a shouting match in the West Wing. See, I love stuff like that because it got leaked. So apparently this shouting match was so loud and so ridiculous, they started quoting each other.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and
nice.
People around. See, here's the thing. I work in an office. You work in an office. It's pretty bad when there's a shouting match that everyone can hear. And I have been around that situation. I've never been a part of one, but I certainly have heard them. And it's like, okay, do these people understand that we're in an office right now and like everyone can hear what they're saying?
They don't care.
And
they just out there they just out there getting their point across.
Like, they're so mad that they don't care, so they're just gonna start shouting at each other, and they're both in positions of authority. So basically everyone underneath them is listening like, whoa, they must really be upset.
Pretty much.
And apparently Bolton was like, look, apparently it was about immigration and it was about the border. So long story short, Christine Nielsen, who is the Department of Homeland Security lady that ran out of the Mexican restaurant, if you remember that, and is pretty much the face or one of the main faces of the border crisis with the separation of the children. Kelly used to be the head of Department of Homeland Security before he became White House Chief of Staff. She worked under him. So that is his protege. Now she is in that job.
Yeah.
Bolton, meanwhile, he's been doing what he's been doing. He just doesn't feel as if immigration policy has been strictly enforced enough. So that's always been a point of difference. So basically, from the quotes that we've gotten, this is how much these people are yelling at each other. That they're exact quotations. Bolton was like, "Look, your girl needs to do her job." Da, 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 da. And Kelly was like, basically like, "Shut up, you don't know what you're talking about." I love stuff like that because that's basically like, okay,
he's all about discourse, folks,
and it's personal. It's personal. These dudes who both are at minimum in their 60s, working in the West Wing, supposed to be the height of professionalism, and especially when they're dealing with a clown, they're supposed to be the grown-ups in the room, have devolved into a childish, like, shouting match for everyone to hear.
That's our whole administration.
It is
they're all childish.
They're all subservient to a child. Normally, they aren't childish.
It's trickling down.
Is it? Yeah, I guess that's a good word for it. And by the way, I bought the book, Fear, the one that was written by the Watergate guy. Not Woodward. No, yeah, Bob Woodward. Yeah. Basically, it proves that 45 just lies all the time and treats them all like garbage, and they just eat it up.
I'll wait for the movie.
I mean, the movie would be
We're
incredible. Living
it.
Hey, who would play 45 in the movie?
I don't know. It can't be Alec Baldwin.
Nah, although he would do it. By the way,
he has a talk show.
Speaking of movies, you see Christian Bale put on all that weight to play Cheney in Vice.
That dude knows he will go through weight changes for a movie.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody about that. He's gonna have some problems because Tom Hanks said that he feels like he got diabetes because he had to keep fluctuating his weight, gain and loss, and Christian Bale has done that like extensively.
Yeah,
huge weight gain, huge weight loss. Mm-hmm. He gained a lot of weight to play Dick Cheney. I saw a preview for that movie, Vice. It looks incredible. I mean, he looks like he really knows what he's doing. Todd Phillips, director of The Hangover, is making that movie.
Speaking of movies, did you go see Venom?
I did not. I'm glad you asked. I missed the movie time thanks to my date. I'm not even going to talk about that. She was late, so we just didn't make the movie time. So we ended up seeing Halloween.
Oh, great.
It was good.
How?
It was good.
How could it possibly be good?
They basically, I'm not going to say rebooted, but they basically reworked the story to kind of make it more realistic.
Was Jamie Lee Curtis in it?
Yes. Oh. She's the star of the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I still don't. Well, see, okay. Good is relative only because I don't know if you know this about me, but I don't like horror movies.
I don't understand how people don't. You're not alone. Horror movies are awesome.
I don't like them
if they're done well.
I don't like them because they're not scary. I spend my time laughing because I'm always looking at it like these are situations that you just would never be. Like, it just wouldn't happen. Like, and first, like the attempts at like horror, for lack of a better word, are just like ridiculous to me.
Have you ever? Okay, what's the scariest movie you've ever seen?
Can't say that I've seen one.
You've never seen a scary movie?
To me, that's what I'm saying. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, when I was little, like a small kid, like I thought that Crawl was pretty scary.
Okay.
But as far as like just like they're not scary. I laugh. I think they're hilarious.
So okay. when I was sitting in the movie for the previews to see Halloween, they're doing a basic reboot of Pet Sematary. The first Pet Sematary is really scary to me. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gage Creed, like...
Not scared.
Yeah, I'm scared. Look, murderous children are scary. So like Children of the Corn, something like that, that's scary. But no, Pet Sematary was, in my opinion, kind of scary. The first Child's Play, the first Chucky. That
you thought that was scary?
Yeah.
I watched that movie like almost every day when I was little.
Well,
I thought it was funny. Hi ho, ha ha ha.
Yeah, see,
that was great.
You doing that right now,
that was great.
That's not cool. And you kind of sound like Gage Creed right there, too. Because, like, when Gage Creed was like, and I'm not going to try to do his voice, but when he was like, yeah, I played a game with mommy, now I'm about to play one with you, too. It's like, what? When he was on the phone, like, oh, no.
I thought it was funny when a little kid smacked the shit out the doll. It was like, wow.
Oh, you talking about Child's Play? Yeah. Now, listen, Chucky ended up being funny.
Well, yeah, they took a turn, which made it even worse.
Right.
But I thought it was... See, to me, if I laugh at a scary movie, it's probably decent. But, like, because I thought Child's Play 1 was hilarious, which, like, when I was little, I literally watched it every day because I thought it was funny. But when they were trying to be funny, it wasn't funny. So it became campy.
Right. Now, what about stuff like Blair Witch Project?
Not scared.
I mean,
I went to see that over at the...
I fell asleep on it.
Actually saw that at the gallery.
Gallery Place?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I saw it... I thought you meant...
the old gallery.
Yeah, I thought you meant the Galleria over in Bethesda.
No, what? I saw it in... Actually... Did they used to have a movie theater in Union Station?
Yes.
That's where I saw it.
Yeah, they did. So, I will say this. A random movie that scared me, and it's only because I did not expect it to be a horror. And a couple of my friends know this. Event Horizon. You know the movie?
I've heard of it, never seen it.
Lawrence Fishburne, a few other people, but he's the main one that kind of sticks out. It was supposed to be a sci-fi movie. Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm thinking I'm seeing like a kind of a Star Trek, even Star Wars, whatever. It turned out to be a horror movie. Mm-hmm. Okay, and spoiler alert, I'm not even gonna.
I mean, it's old.
It is old. It's like 15.
So there are no spoiler alerts.
The crux of the movie is that the ship disappears or whatever. So another ship, it's kind of like Alien, where another ship is sent out to find out what happened in the first one, and they find the ship, and all this strange stuff is happening. Yeah, the ship, it ends up, the ship had gone to hell with a capital H and come back. And basically the fact that they're on the ship, like they're all gonna go to hell. And by the time you realize that, you're like, wait a minute. I didn't sign up for this. I was signed up for a sci-fi movie. So you're really gonna tell me that like you're going to hell with a capital H? That's scary. So yeah, that was a little scary. So there are a couple movies that have scared me. Yes, that I. When I say scared, does that mean I go home and cry? No, but it's like the old Poltergeist movie, or not Poltergeist, excuse me. Although some people are scared about Poltergeist,
because some people believe in actual spirits. So they think that could be true.
Exorcist. No, not moving the needle for you. Exorcist.
No, I was not scared of that movie. Okay, I thought it was funny.
Funny Exorcist?
I did.
I mean, there are some parts of it that, like, yeah, okay. Like when what was funny? Now I'm curious.
I mean, I haven't seen The Exorcist since it has to have been like 20 years since I've seen it.
I mean, they just showed it the other day.
Yeah, it's not something I would watch, but I saw it and was like, I can't believe people were like losing their minds over this.
And like all the Jason, Freddy, Mike Myers, none of that.
Nah, I wasn't moved.
I agree with that.
And also too, like Freddie was kind of funny too.
He was very funny.
He wasn't like, I mean, the scariest thing was that you didn't want to go to sleep because he showed up in your dreams. But I mean, but he was a goofball.
Especially like after probably the second one.
I remember watching The Exorcist with my big brother. Like when I was in college, we had like big brothers. And it was my big brother, Chris, and...
Wait a minute, big brothers and like... Were you in the auxiliary group?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's like, so when you go to Hampton, you're a freshman, they assign like...
Oh, they pair you?
They pair you with like big brothers and sisters.
Look at that.
So
for
like,
everybody?
Yeah, so you have these like student leader groups, like, so they have student leaders on campus, and then like you're paired in a group with like maybe 6 or 7 other people, and you're all assigned to that one student leader who ends up being like either your big brother or your big sister. My big brother didn't end up staying my big brother, so I ended up having another one who was in the audio engineering program, music engineering technology as well, and how I learned how to use all these gadgets. So we used to hang out a lot. If we weren't in the studio, we used to like just kick it, whatever. And we decided to watch The Exorcist one night, and it's just funny to me to watch a grown man like freak out over a movie.
I mean, The Exorcist is...
that was just funny to me.
If you're engaged, it's not a game. All right,
I guess.
All right, I guess not.
It's hard to move me with horror films. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, apparently.
Like,
apparently so.
One of my homegirls, we like to go to like these little haunted, hay rides, and like a few years back we went to the Eastern Penitentiary in Philly.
Yeah,
it's like a big, like, they do it for Halloween.
Yeah,
it's a big thing. Went up there with her and like her brothers and another person. Like,
so it was like a haunted force?
It's a penitentiary.
Well, I'm saying
like a jail.
No, okay. So they set it up in the jail to be haunted.
Yeah,
but you said hayride before, so I'm thinking outside as well.
Well, you know what I'm saying? I was just giving examples of places we like to go to. Okay. Like we actually should be going to something soon. But yeah, it was just like funny because people literally will jump out of their skin over some of that stuff. Like, and some of the guys were screaming like girls. It was just hilarious to me. Like, I started trolling the people trying to scare me.
Well, yeah, a lot of people do that. That's fine.
But it was, I mean, by all intents and purposes, it was very well done. And if I was a person who was not how I am, I could have been scared out of my mind.
Okay.
Like, it was done well.
So if you didn't have your walls up, you'd have mattered.
I just wasn't phased. But my friend, shout out to Tyra, because she's like that too. We both are like, yo, let's see if we can get scared this time, and it just never happens.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, most of that stuff is shock value. Like, just try to, yell at you and surprise you more so than anything. So no, that's cool. And yeah, so back to the original thing we were talking about. So yeah, that's we were supposed to watch Halloween, and it was good. You don't appreciate the other Halloweens, but if you did, it was on par with the first one. So it was a good movie. But no, I have not watched Venom yet. That was the original plan, to watch Venom. She ran late. We had to improvise, so that was that. So movie wise, Venom is the #1 movie in the country. Whatever that means. 2 weeks in a row.
It means a lot of people bought tickets and went to see it.
Yeah, but I don't know how much competition it had. Is I guess what I'm trying to say.
I can't name another movie that's out.
I was about to say, had I not said Halloween, you wouldn't have known that.
Well, I heard about it on the radio.
Yeah, so Venom will have to wait. And honestly, if I don't go see you in your first month, you might have to get caught on DVD, because I'm not going to pay to see you,
It'll be on Showbox in 2 weeks.
Exactly. So that's all the entertainment news I have. That ran over from the last episode, but Ashanti, we had to get to. We could not. I couldn't let that one go. I'm ashamed.
24 tickets.
I'm ashamed that.
What are you doing?
I'm ashamed that
Stony Brook University. You should be ashamed of yourselves.
Yeah, I'm sitting there talking about Rihanna in the Super Bowl. Rihanna, I mean, just to give a comparison, and I don't want to dwell on the story. Rihanna turned down the Super Bowl, and Ashanti could not get 24 tickets. So, like, Rihanna could walk up to Ashanti right now and be like, "Look, I'll just hook you up if you want to perform somewhere."
I'm saying Ashanti should work on her hit list. She ain't on Riri's level.
That's horrible.
She stuck it out with Nelly too long.
Shit. Oh, she did talk to Nelly, didn't she?
It was together for a minute. Like,
and meanwhile, Nelly went diamond. Nelly couldn't have lied to some people and be like, "Look, man, I'm gonna perform every song with Country Grammar real quick." That would have put at
they
least
was together like 10 years.
100,000. I forgot about all that. I really forgot about all that.
He should have built up a team.
Yeah, Nelly's not thinking about her.
No,
at all. Okay, let's go into some. We need to knock the NFL out real quick because I want to go to some NBA.
AFC.
Yes. All right. So we shall start in the East. We always start in the East. New England has completely gotten it together.
Yep.
So New England's 4-2. They are tied atop the AFC East with Miami in record, but they hold the tiebreaker over them because they beat them hand to head, beat the hell out of them. Miami will regret that game for a long time. New England,
they're playing
again.
The Bears.
They're playing. Oh yeah, the Bears coming up. I believe Bill Belichick will have a plan for Khalil Mack and the Bears. Someone asked him about a comparison to Lawrence Taylor. He correctly said there's no comparison to Lawrence Taylor, even for Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack has been in the league this will be his fifth year. And he has certainly met and exceeded all expectations. It'll still take a little while for him to even be put in the same breath as LT.
I'm sorry, speaking of LT, I texted you this other day. How does Carson Palmer get an episode of A Football Life before Lawrence Taylor does?
White privilege.
Jesus, man.
WP.
Why are we waiting until season 8 to do A Football Life on Lawrence Taylor? Like, he should have been in season 1. But anyway, continue.
And it's like, exactly. And it's like Carson Palmer's football career is not that intriguing.
No, it's not.
Yeah, like they were reaching on that one.
Okay, so Buffalo has Indianapolis this week. Trash Bowl.
Trash Bowl for real.
1:00 Trash Bowl.
Trash Bowl AFC edition.
Yeah.
Buffalo's 2-4.
2-4. Indy's 1-5. Same as the Falcons and Giants respectively.
Wait a minute, who's? Oh yeah, same circumstance. Mm-hmm. Where's the game being played?
Indianapolis.
All right, so
they should just play Jacoby Brissett.
They should.
They should just play him.
Oh, you mean instead of Luck?
Yeah, just play a kid.
I mean, Luck has been trying to ball a little bit.
He been trying to ball, but they ain't balling.
Yeah, but you can't not play him.
Why not? What are they playing for?
For what? No, but why would you not play him?
I don't know.
In hopes that you can build a better team around him? Because you clearly can. Because you had all the time in the world. Like, he wasn't playing. And you still couldn't, besides T.Y. Hilton, who I believe is still out, you haven't shown me any indication that you want to build anything around him.
It's the Manning curse.
Well, it wasn't that prevalent at first because they were balling at first with him.
Well, the first year, yeah. I actually...
First couple of years.
When I thought that Andrew Luck should have won Rookie of the Year, but they gave it to
over RG3?
Yeah, they gave it to RG3.
Well, yeah, at that time they thought the Redskins organization was more of a joke than the Colts. So they credited RG3 with making everyone feel good.
Yeah.
The Colts balled at least 2, if not 3 straight years under Luck at first.
They went 11-5, 11-5. I thought.
They went to the playoffs all 3 years.
Well, yeah, I think they went 11-5 each year.
Yeah, that's right. I think they did. And I think they got to ascending statuses within the playoffs as
They got to the NFC Champion game. Remember Deflategate? I mean, AFC Championship. It was Deflategate.
Correct. They were the ones who dominated the Patriots. That's right.
Dummies.
Wait a minute. Dummies for what?
For not being... The ball was smaller. They should have been able to play better.
So
they actually played worse when the ball was inflated completely.
You know, you kind of half-heartedly stuck up for Brady about this a few episodes back. You don't feel that Deflategate. You don't feel that Tom Brady should have been punished.
No, I don't.
Why?
There's a lot of people that don't feel that way.
He was trying to cheat.
Yeah. So who doesn't try to cheat?
But he got caught.
Look. I don't play in the NFL. I'm not a quarterback in the NFL, obviously. But when other quarterbacks in the NFL cape for Tom Brady and say, we do this all the time, like, then you shouldn't be punished.
Just because people do something all the time doesn't mean it's okay. He got caught.
Whatever, dude.
All right. We'll move on.
They scored more points when the ball was actually inflated.
I'm not saying that's the reason that they won or lost, or that New England won the game. It's not. They're way better than the Colts. I'm saying the man tried to cheat. Matter of fact, it makes it even more inexcusable, because it's like, you didn't even have to do that. Y'all are better than them. That's been my whole logic about it the whole time. Like, why are you doing this? And then, you know what? Now I want to suspend you because you're lying about it.
You just wanted to suspend him for deleting the text off the phone. Because it really wasn't him that did the balls that way. It was the dude that was in charge of inflating the balls.
Like
he tried.
Yeah, it was such a good time with this. It's like Richard Nixon said about Watergate. Ironically, he said it before he had to eat his own words. It's not the crime, it's the cover up. It's not the crime, it's the cover up.
Yeah, but it was found that after they did the investigate. Well, we getting off track, but basically Goodell suspended him anyway because he wanted to. The investigation didn't find anything that incriminated Tom Brady. Anytime
someone says, "Hey, we need your phone," all right, no problem, and immediately destroys it,
he had to get a new phone.
Yeah, and that's what he said.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was getting ready to get a new phone anyway. You know, when I'm getting ready.
That's
to
what I do.
Okay.
When I get a new phone.
Really?
Yeah, I take the old phone and I restore it back to the factory.
Okay, do you take a hammer to it and destroy it? Because that's what he did.
He didn't like it. It pissed him off.
Excuse me.
It was probably an iPhone. He got mad.
They said my man took a hammer and destroyed the phone.
Hey man,
Sam.
Siri would be in a hoe.
Look, I'm sorry. Hey, we need your phone. Hey, no problem. I'll get it to you tomorrow. Crack.
Hey man, he had some things in there.
Pictures of Giselle.
Yeah, he had to make sure that those didn't get out. He had to protect his wife.
Anyway, all right. So the East.
Who's the last team we talked? Oh, the Jets. We talked about them a little bit earlier. They had Minnesota. So yeah.
Now I said what Minnesota has to do. I don't know. I like the Jets for the game.
You think
after all that,
you think the Jets are gonna pull it out?
I think they're gonna clip them.
You think the Jets are gonna be like, yo, don't come in here with this bull?
The Jets are 3-3.
Yeah, they are.
Somehow, see, the Jets are supposed to be bad and have a better record. The Dolphins are bad, in my opinion, and have a way better record than they should.
Yeah,
way better. And by the way, in the games that the Jets have won, they're putting up like 40 points. It's not even like, oh, well, we're beating people like 13-10 or something. No, they're putting up like 40 points.
Yeah, they're beating teams convincingly.
So, I guess I'm going to have to go ahead and choose the Jets for that game.
You like that?
Yeah, Kirk Cousins isn't gonna like that.
Oh, I wouldn't.
Oh, I thought that's
I
what
was
you were
just
doing.
pulling that out the thin air because you said you were picking the Jets, but then I didn't even dawn on me that Kirk Cousins is on the other side.
I still maintain that Kirk Cousins should have played for the Jets this season, but whatever.
Okay.
All right, so let's go south real quick. We talked about
the Colts.
We talked about the Colts, the Titans. Listen, we've glossed over it a couple episodes now. Tennessee, that was a disgraceful performance.
11 sacks.
Marcus Mariota, I don't know what kind of person he is. He seems to be a nice guy. He had every like avenue to go ahead and cook out.
That's like 1 sack per lineman.
I mean, Sham. 1 sack per lineman. It's 1 sack per person on the field.
Oh, that's what I mean. Like one sack
it's
per
2
person.
sacks per lineman.
Yeah, you're right.
2 sacks per. Listen, he had more sacks than he had completion. When they said that, I said, so wait a minute. He only had 10 completions. He was sacked more times than he was able to get the ball in the hands of a receiver.
Is that the most a person has ever been sacked in a game?
I don't know, but if it isn't, I need to see that stat of who had more than that. Are you serious? Listen, Tennessee, it's hard to vouch for y'all. What I said was, you guys can be trash, but y'all are also bullies on your block. That's on your block. Apparently, it's like they said about Debo on Friday. When he goes around there, y'all don't pull that with the fools around the corner. Anytime somebody from around the corner comes to holler at y'all lay an egg. And this was a hell of an egg y'all laid. Tennessee is not good. And we all know it. They're better than Indianapolis. At this point, they're better than Jacksonville. They will beat Jacksonville when they play them. I guarantee that. Because they bully Jacksonville around. And Houston, I don't even know if I want to talk about them. Every time Houston comes up, I want to know if Bill O'Brien's still the coach. If Bill O'Brien's still the coach, then we can move on beyond that. Houston's, 2-3, I believe. I have to look that up. But Jacksonville, I would like to talk about them for a moment. Jalen Ramsey needs to shut his mouth forever. Or at least until he can make an impact and score a touchdown and win some games.
I'm feeling a Wilbon rant coming on.
No, I already said it last week. Wilbon covered everything that I wanted to cover by him. I don't need to hear any more from Jalen Ramsey, period. And apparently he understands that too, which is why he's not saying anything. Blake Bortles, you tried to run out here and act like maybe you weren't stealing money. You've been stealing money. Your time is running out down there. Leonard Fournette, you stay hurt. Apparently, you've decided you're not going to keep healthy for this team until they take themselves more seriously. I completely get it. Marshawn Lynch just came
clipboard.
He just came to the same conclusion with us. We're 1-5. All of a sudden, he has a groin injury. He'll be
out for a month.
Several weeks. Yeah, listen, Slim. I got the message. Why should I go out here and get bodied if these dudes are not going to be good? I get it, no problem. But yeah, here's the standings in the South. Titans 3-3, Texans 3-3, Jaguars 3-3, Colts 1-5. Mediocrity
at its best.
At its best. So really, nothing more to say about that division. Let's go to the West. Let's just get it out the way. Raiders trash. Listeners, I treated y'all to a Kirk in episode 2. I told y'all, and I lied several times that I wasn't spending my oxygen on the Raiders. I spent more than I should have, but I saved all my true rants for Facebook posts, and I went off during the game on Sunday because we were terrible.
So where's Amari Cooper?
We're talking about trading Amari Cooper. He's still with us for now. And then now we're disparaging him. We're doing what Chip Kelly did to Deshaun Jackson. Now we're telling people he doesn't care about football. He doesn't have any passion. It's disgraceful what we're doing. I'm not even playing, and I told my friends this. I've never been like, we've been bad, and that's fine.
Y'all just had a 12-4 season like
a couple years ago. We've been bad before, and that's been bad to watch. And I've been angry with the team, and I've been mostly sad though, like sad with the team. I don't think I've ever been this angry with the team or its management or whatever. Aside from the horrible results on the football field, everything we do, even outside of the football field, is like, what are you doing? Why are we telling people that Amari Cooper doesn't want to play football anymore? Even if that were true, which is not. So we're lying on top of everything else.
I just don't like.
Why would you advertise that?
Speak for other people.
Right.
I feel like he's fully capable of making that statement on it.
Especially someone who's not vocal. And they know he's not vocal.
Yeah.
So that's why they're doing that. But anyway, all right. Raiders. Boom. Get out of my face. Chargers. Chargers are good.
4-2?
Yeah, they're good. They're not winning the division, but
I think they are.
Yeah, I know you think they are. They're not good. Phillip Rivers has 15 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. He's having a phenomenal year.
Yeah, that's the interception number is low for him.
Yes, because usually he'll throw them up for grabs. Denver's trash. That being said,
they smashed the Cardinals on Thursday night.
They feel good about smashing the Cardinals.
Everyone should feel good about smashing the Cardinals. Shout out to Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
And
shout out to Byron Leftwich.
Yeah.
Got a little promotion off that. It's amazing how life works.
Chiefs.
Chefs look good.
Have they have their second Sunday night game in a row.
Even in their loss, they look good.
Yeah.
They took New England to the hilt at home. Had that game been played, and I believe I said it, had it been played in Arrowhead, I believe it would have been a different result. So now they're 5-1. Kansas City's good.
They have the Bengals on Sunday night. That should be
that is a very good game. That is a game that can probably propel one team who comes out the victor and completely derail. Because Cincinnati, we will get to that division in a moment, because that's the last division that we have to talk about. Cincinnati, you'll prove both teams have come out tough losses in important games. Kansas City less so. They can bounce back from that and be all right. Cincinnati,
that was a crazy ending to that game.
It was a crazy ending.
There was a division game.
So let's go into it. Even though with the West, even though you believe Los Angeles will still win.
The Chargers.
Oh, actually, before we do that, one other thing about the Chargers. A couple things, actually. Almost newsworthy outside of sports. The Chargers had a financial projection for what they were supposed to do when they came to Los Angeles. And they were supposed to produce $400 million, okay, a year, up until they move into the stadium with the Rams. They changed their projection. I don't know if you saw PTI the other day. They talked about it as well. They changed their projection from $400 million to $125 million.
Jeez.
Yep. And Kornheiser said it best. They better be glad they're not
like 27.5%.
They were like, they better be glad they're not a publicly traded company, because if a publicly traded company came out and changed their projection from $400 million to $125 million, they would no longer exist by the end of the day. Everyone would sell their stock, their shares would go to nothing, and they would go into bankruptcy. So, okay. The Chargers went into a 25,000 seat stadium, can't fill that. They're in horrible shape. That being said, the football team is actually doing all right. All right, anyway, I just thought it was an interesting little nugget, especially financially. Okay, so the North, real quick, before we wrap up, and then do some NBA real quick. And by real quick, I mean real quick. Bengals. Or no, you know what? Let's start with the Ravens. Y'all won. Ravens are a Jack in the Box team. Your mother follows the Ravens. I'm sure they drive her insane. She doesn't know what team she's going to see from week to week.
Oh, she absolutely. Like, I don't even talk to her when she watches the games because she's losing her mind.
Yeah, because they have no consistency. 1 week they're good, 1 week they're bad. Actually, I was telling somebody this as an NFL fan. That's the worst feeling in the world. I'd rather know my team is bad, like I do right now, or know my team is good. When you don't know what team, like, I don't know what I'm going to see, that's horrible. I need y'all to get it together. Okay. But, hey, they had a good game against the Texans. I believe they're 4-2. They're fine.
They are 4-2. Oh, and while we're on the Ravens, I wanted to mention that I went to... I don't know if I spoke about this on a prior episode, but I had gone to M&T Bank Stadium last Monday night with my mom for a purple evening.
I think you mentioned it.
I mentioned it to you, but I don't know if I mentioned it on the
that's why
podcast.
I remember it.
So it's basically a ladies' night for all the women's Ravens fans. Everybody shows up in their Ravens gear, the purple.
Of all ages?
I don't remember seeing any kids there. I think it's 21 and up.
Okay. Well, that's for my purposes. That's what I mean. Yeah,
but it's not about you. But I don't remember seeing any small people there. But yeah, it was a lot of women there. I mean, the city of Baltimore has a lot of diehard Ravens fans who are women. They had like little skills stations. You can go out on the field. You can do like wide receiver drills. You can do like running back drills. You can do like blocking drills. It was pretty cool. And they had like different stations in there where you could meet players and they would sign autographs and stuff. They had face paintings, giveaways. A lot of the sponsors were there. They gave out tote bags. It was nice.
So if you were a guy, could you get in?
I don't think you can turn anyone away that bought a ticket. I did not see any men unless they worked for the organization. But that question was raised, actually. It's funny that you brought that up because someone brought it up when we were there. And they said technically we can't turn anyone away that buys a ticket. But it's definitely for the ladies.
Okay.
They had stations where they gave out wine glasses and you could paint them. It was a nice thing, and it reminded me of, so in Philadelphia they used to do the same thing, and actually they brought it back because they had it for years, and then when Chip Kelly came, they did it 1 year while he was there, and then like they didn't do it, and then they brought it back. I saw that they did it last year, so I'm gonna check that out next, because they do theirs in the spring, so I'm gonna check that out next spring. But I was the only one there wearing my Eagles gear, and they mentioned it on the news.
Oh, so that's what's up.
They did say there was one woman walking around with Eagles gear.
Have you seen this woman?
But what's funny is folks was dapping me up. They was like, "Oh, that's tight that you supporting your team." Like, I don't wear purple. I don't. But my mom wanted me to go, so
okay,
it was a good time. But shout out to the Ravens for putting on a good event for their female fans.
Okay. Sounds like I would have liked to have gone in there, you know. I wouldn't have worn my colors. I just would have put on some black. Going in and try to holler at someone.
What a jerk. Anyway, moving on. The Steelers.
I don't think it's a jerk move. All right. Steelers played the Bengals. That was a good game. So your thoughts right away. Did you see the play at the end of the game?
I did.
And what do you believe happened there?
I feel like it was fair.
It was fair? So it was not a pick.
What do you mean?
That was a pick play.
I saw them throw the ball to Antonio Brown and he ran to the end zone.
So Antonio Brown is fine. The throw to him is fine. And I don't know if we're talking about the same play then, so let me
we're not.
Take a step back. But I believe so, because I believe that's how he scored. There was a pick done. His man was picked. And then he ran free and caught the touchdown. I believe that's the play to Antonio Brown. Cincy fans are livid and should be. Now, my position on that, and I believe I said it last episode. Cincy, you know what? It shouldn't come down to that. Beat Pittsburgh and stop. And stop. Like, stop all this.
True.
But, you know, they want to still complain. But they have a legitimate beef, in my opinion, there. That being said, again, always stand
Put
by.
them away.
Pittsburgh's going to win the division. Point blank period.
Yeah.
They're going to win the division. 28-24. Everything's fine. Or, excuse me, 28-21. Again, if I'm Cincinnati, you gotta get that game. You gotta score more than 21 points on Pittsburgh. The defense is not that good anymore.
Well, they have a bye week this week.
Yep. So they're not playing tomorrow. All right. Cleveland. I mean, Baker Mayfield throwing interceptions all over the place.
I mean, you got crab legs throwing interceptions all over the place, so that game could go to either team.
That's true. And as far as Cincinnati, back to you guys, Marvin Lewis. Figure out a way to beat Pittsburgh. You play them one more time over the course of this season. You better find a way to beat them. So that's it for the AFC. We have a few minutes. Basketball. College hasn't started yet, correct? It's about a week away.
Yeah, but they're going to be playing like random little games, and then there's like a few tournaments coming up. That
I actually do like that about college, where they start off with these like sort of random tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
Do they still do the one where they do? They did a tournament or a couple games on a battleship. You know what I'm talking about?
They don't do that no more. I mean, I've not seen that one.
Oh man,
years.
that was like a year or two ago. I'll look that up. All right, NBA. So we are in pretty much the first 2 games for most teams of the NBA season. We already talked earlier about the fight. This NBA season, and I'm not alone in this, will be probably one of the most intriguing NBA seasons in a long time. LeBron going to the Lakers in and of itself has provided a lot of storyline, a lot of action, a lot of juice, so to speak. Okay. But then Kawhi Leonard going to Toronto.
That's what I want to see. I'm here for that.
He balled out in the first game. Sat out this game against my Wizards. Everything was set. The table was set, and we still lost.
I don't know how he did that.
We'll get to that because there's a funny little wrinkle in that one. Paul George re-signing, good. Harden and Chris Paul looking like they're doing all right in Houston.
Until tonight.
They won.
They did win.
Yeah. So, NBA wise, I believe we gave some predictions before. I believe we gave some, top 4.
My only prediction was that LeBron will not be in the finals again this year.
I think he will.
And that is just insane.
Yeah. I mean, he can impose his will and make it So that's fine.
The Raptors are 3-0, by the way.
Oh, shout out to my Wizards. That's just what I was getting ready to talk about. So, okay. Washington Wizards, real quick. I believe I made a comment a few episodes ago about how immature they were. They are extremely immature. We can't stop anyone defensively. Guys are coming down the lane completely wide open. It looks like a layup line. It looks like the layup line that teams do when they're at the beginning of a game, before the game starts.
Layup lines are important.
Yeah. Apparently, we just feel like we want to have everyone be in the layup line and drive down the middle of the lane and score. We cannot stop any human being on earth. Now, that's just a kind of random rant. Let's talk about Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard is a member of the Washington Wizards as of, I want to say, May, June, maybe even later than that. I knew he had an injury history. I knew this. I knew that Dwight Howard had been wrongly characterized. Okay. I don't know how true and to what extent, but whatever. One thing I wanted him to do was come here and ball and be ready to go. Sham, do you know why Dwight Howard was not ready to play today?
He didn't feel like it.
Did you see the nature of the injury?
No, why don't you share that with us?
Dwight Howard's buttock hurt.
Which one?
Who cares? I don't know.
I mean, it can be important, left or right.
Apparently, he was important enough where he couldn't play.
Maybe it was the strong side.
Let me tell you something. Somebody get this Bama off my team. We got completely manhandled and pushed around on the boards tonight.
We lost by 4.
But if you
without Kawhi,
without Kawhi Leonard, and if you look at the boards, we got pushed all the way around. Yamahimi, I hate to say it, he's a thief. $55 million for what? He looked lost out there.
He got 6 rebounds.
Lost out there. I guarantee you 4 of them bounced like right into his lap.
Which is the same amount that Kelly Oubre got.
Kelly Oubre is a bench player.
I know, that's why I brought that up.
And I like Kelly Oubre, actually. Because he likes to fight. And we need that. We need it. But I'm going to tell you right now, this is absolutely ridiculous what's happening with my team.
They've only played 2 games.
Dwight Howard has an injury to his buttock, his cheek, essentially.
It's hard to explode.
What? You speak as if you're a subject matter expert. Are you? Have you had a buttock injury?
I would just imagine it's hard to explode when your butt feels tight.
Like I said. So I get this Bam off my team right now. Or force him back in and make him get some boards for us so we can compete. Because we just lost to Toronto without Kawhi Leonard. Toronto's not that good. They're the Miami Dolphins of the NBA. All right. Now, LeBreeze, they're 0-2. So now I'm pushing it out west. They're 0-2. They're in trouble. Not huge trouble. I mean, it's the NBA season. But
82 games.
But he needs to figure out what he's going to do with the rest of his cast.
He'll figure it out by the playoffs and not make the finals.
LeBreeze making the finals. Y'all can book it.
He's not. That team is not beating Golden State. Why do you think this?
The Dubs, excuse me, showed they could be intimidated by LeBreeze.
Yeah, intimidated, but still swept them in the damn play.
Look. So, okay.
They bought the broom out on him.
Real quick. We got 3 minutes left. Real quick.
Do we?
Yeah. Real quick. It's a shorter one. Who's going to play in the NBA Finals this year?
The Raptors and the Warriors.
The Raptors. They're going to beat the Celtics?
They can. They got Kawhi Leonard now.
Who's going to win?
Probably the Warriors again. But I also said I thought that Houston would take out the Warriors this year. I did say that earlier.
Do you still think that?
I think it's a possibility. I just think the Lakers are not going to the finals. Maybe in another year.
I'll take the Lakers over Houston.
Did you do that tonight? Because Houston beat them tonight.
I was just about to say, even though they just lost them tonight. I think LeBreeze pacing himself. And I don't have faith in James Harden at all. But you're right. Hey. For tonight, sleep well. I don't have anything else. We're finishing under. It looks like right at an hour, maybe under.
We're at an hour and 20 minutes.
Okay, then I time. Listen, I started my timer.
But it's fine. They like listening to us.
They do. I'm good.
They're still laughing about those 24 tickets.
I mean, Ashanti, listen. Ashanti, listen, I am so sorry for you. Cancel that tour and suppress this story and the number. Please.
There wasn't a tour. It was just one show at Stony Brook University. Who should be ashamed of themselves?
I mean, they should. For letting this. You know what? I want to keep talking about the story because it's so funny that I could talk about it all day.
It's so funny, but sad and disrespectful at the same time.
It's very disrespectful. Like, I just want to put that on wax again, that I'm appalled by the disrespect.
Yeah, it's not great to do that to her.
Man, you got anything else?
Nah, I'm good. I think we should go ahead and wrap this up.
All right, let's wrap it.
All right. Once again, thanks for listening to the Stop Playing podcast with Sham and Shaka. We look forward to having you join us next time. Next time. Next time. Next time. Next time. Next time.